Hey out there YouTube, Sean here. Came up with an idea today. If you're an owner of a side-by-side Polaris one like I am, I got the Polaris, a 2015 Polaris 550 mid-size side-by-side. If any of you own one of these, you know that they don't have much in here in regards to protection for mud getting in on your internal components, up into your headlights, and some of the electronics that are in there. So I came up with an idea to basically add some protection along in here so that I don't have mud and snow while I'm out plowing with the new, got a new plow this year from KFI Plows. Thing's absolutely amazing, works great. If you have one of these, highly recommend it. Great product, made in the USA, even though I'm in Canada, but awesome product. But my idea for these mud guards is going to be more or less to stop all the mud and the snow from getting up in the headlights and, you know, making a mess. I did some jerry rig ones in the back here, basically, so covered up the gas tank. Used some old car mats in there, some zip ties, just X-Acto knife, traced them out, and that's what you ended up with. Get it on this side as well. Oh, it's hard to see, but goes all the way in and around, stops anything, all the snow and mud from getting in and on the motor and all its components and stuff like that. So my idea, what I came up with, not sure, a lot of people might have an old computer, no family member has an old computer that's just collecting dust somewhere in their house. You can also hit up some of the local scrap yards, e-waste recycling facilities to pick these things up. You know, you probably find them on Kijiji, Craigslist, or Facebook buy and sell groups. Relatively cheap. People are trying to get rid of them, sometimes even free. I got this one here. I got this one for free, and I got another one for free. What I'm going to be doing is basically I'm going to be taking these side panels off, and I'm going to mock up a template, hopefully, and use the good old grinder with a cutting disc and see if I can make something that's going to fit on the good old Polaris over there. So stay tuned, and we'll be back soon with what I got. So here we have the cut panel. It's not obviously finished. You can see I put up a bit of bend into the panel, or mud guard as it's going to be, basically, so it'll run along this part of the shock tower. That curved edge that I was talking about that usually screws into the back of the computer, I wanted it to sit flush against this part of the frame. As you can see, made it so it just slides right in here. Oh, doing it one-handed. And essentially sits like that. So you can see this is going to prevent a lot of the mud, the snow that's going to be thrown up into your headlights underneath the hood here. I will later on be covering up this, and I will be covering up down there, hopefully. Might put a storage box up here under the hood, but basically for plowing the snow with the new KFI plow that I got, this should keep a lot of the mess out. As you can see, even when closing the hood, I made it so that it's nice, fits nice and snug. You can see that. That's gonna prevent a lot of the dirt from getting out. So, YouTube, I'm back. I didn't explain, taking off the side panels of an old computer, pretty much the easiest thing you can do. Undo a few screws, usually 2 per side. Side panels will slide off backwards. I just used Phillips bit because that's what most of the computer components use. Rigid power drill or whatever drill you have. Took the parts off. What I've done here is, like I said, I was going to mock it up. So I was over there at the side-by-side and had the panel off on there, kind of lining up, taking some measurements with the tape measure. It took me about half an hour or so to figure it all out. And so here we have the panel. Now what I did was, as you can see here, did my measurements, got my cuts, have it cut out. What I did do is the part that goes on the back of the computer, that where the screws would hold in on, I have it on, let's see what we got here. Basically, I put it on, I have it on this back side, so what it's going to do when it's over here at the side-by-side is that part basically it's a little structural port, not really, but that's going to sit flush against this back mount. I have it cut out so it fits around the strut tower, and I also have it cut and measured so that it'll fit when the hood closes nice and tight. I will be adding some rubber trim around this, so if you're opening and closing it, you're not going to cut your hand on it. And I'm going to add some paint on it to so it's black, matches the rest of the side-by-side. So you can see right here, it just slides right in. Like I said, butt it up against the back, cut around the shock tower here, and you got your nice angled cuts so that it's going to fit around the hood of the side-by-side. I am going to be fixing it with zip ties, so I'm going to be drilling some holes in the panel. In order to fix it, I'm going to zip tie it around that support part of the frame, and then also right here. I don't want to drill any holes into the structural part of the side-by-side. I don't want rust, and just really don't want to drill any holes into the thing because, it's just more work and more problems. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see this here all that well. I have it all covered there. You can close the hood and it fits beautifully. You can see around the strut tower, there's nothing going to be getting in there anymore. And I think it's going to work really, really good. So if you guys out there have a 2015 or around there side by side, I know the 2014s, 13s, 16s are all pretty much the same. This is a mid-size 570, or any of the models like this that don't have any protection from the mud, snow stuff getting up in there, and you want to do it, pick yourself up an old computer, take the side panels off, and if you got one, you're going to take it to recycle, use that, spend some time, tape measure, and you can make yourself some awesome mud guards. And hopefully they work great, because the ones that I built in the back work awesome so far. So I'm going to get to painting these things. I'm going to mount them up, and I'll take some pictures at the end. I do have both sides completed. Well, not completed, fitted in where I'd like to do. All I got to do is I'm going to make some holes in the mud guard that I made. I'm going to use some zip ties, go along the back of here, and along this post as well, just so it stays. So for painting these panels, pretty simple. That was French, I use English. I'm just going to use some gloss black, trim clad. It's great for rust paint, great for painting on metal. Use it all the time in the garage. You can see there's some on the floor. I had to do the wife's winter tires. So just going to give one of these things a coat of paint and see how she goes. I like to lay down a nice little dusted layer first, just to get the surface a little tacky before I put on a second coat. And gonna do that. You let that dry up a tiny bit, get tacky. I'm gonna start on the other panel I got over there and keep going. So that's the painted product. I think I did pretty good. Just gotta wait for them to dry and then install them in the good old side-by-side. See how they work out. Hey guys, it's been some time. I painted them up. I don't have them mounted with the zip ties yet, but I have them sitting. They're almost fully dry. They're on the side-by-side right now. I just wanted to give you an idea of what it's gonna look like as a finished product. Like I said, all I got to do now is drill a few holes in the panels, hook up the zip ties, and it's good to go. So let's take a look. So you can see here, I got them inside, mounted, like I said, nice and curved down so that it'll fit around the strut tower. There's number one, there's number two. This one does have a few more little dings in it. Bending process didn't go the greatest on the first one, but you can see the second one. Just flawless, absolutely flawless, works perfect. And like I said, works with the hood closed. It's going to keep all the mud out from getting inside here in the headlights and stuff like that. And pretty happy with how it's turned out. Hey guys, so didn't finish her up last night, but you see, hood's closed, and look at that. Got some awesome fender mud guards. You go, like I said, around the shock tower. All I did is drilled a few holes, zip tied it in, and that sucker isn't going anywhere. Same thing on the other side. And for practically free, because I picked up the old computer to make the panels, picked it up at the scrapyard for free. There was a pile of them, and yeah, turned out absolutely awesome. Like you'd see, I've made it fit right around all the plastics, nice and snug. Nothing else is getting up in there. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate all the support. I know it's a brand new channel. I just got on, this will probably be the third video. Do me a solid, like it, subscribe it. I'm going to be making more videos in the future. And thanks for the support. Just give me a like and a subscribe, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.